In a small village in Nigeria, nestled between dense forests and flowing rivers, lived a wise and mysterious witch doctor named Okon. He was a man of great knowledge and power, respected and feared by all who knew him. His small hut, built from mud and straw, stood at the edge of the village, surrounded by herbs, roots, and plants used for his various potions and spells. Okon was known for his ability to heal the sick, communicate with the spirits, and even control the weather. Despite his fearsome reputation, he was a kind-hearted man who used his powers to help those in need. However, there was one secret that Okon kept closely guarded, a secret that, if revealed, could change the fate of the entire village. One hot afternoon, a young girl named Ebony came to Okon's hut, seeking help for her ailing mother. Ebony was a brave and determined girl, known for her curiosity and kindness. Her mother, Ebo, had fallen ill with a mysterious sickness that no one in the village could cure. "Please, great Okon," Ebony pleaded, her eyes filled with tears. "My mother is very sick. Can you help her?" Okon looked into Ebony's eyes and saw the desperation and hope within them. He knew that this was a task he could not refuse. "Bring your mother to my hut," Okon said gently. "I will do everything in my power to help her." Ebony ran back to her home and, with the help of her father, brought Ebo to Okon's hut. Ebo was weak and pale, barely able to stand. Okon laid her on a mat and began to examine her, using his knowledge of herbs and ancient remedies. For days, Okon worked tirelessly, mixing potions and chanting incantations. He used the leaves of the ogbono tree, the roots of the udi plant, and the bark of the iroko tree, among other ingredients. Ebony watched in awe as Okon performed his rituals, her hope growing with each passing day. However, despite Okon's best efforts, Ebo's condition did not improve. Okon knew that he had to take a different approach, one that involved his most closely guarded secret. One night, as the village slept, Okon called Ebony to his hut. The moonlight cast eerie shadows on the walls as he spoke in a hushed tone. "Ebony," he said, "there is something I must tell you. It is a secret I have kept for many years, but I believe it is the only way to save your mother." Ebony listened intently, her heart pounding with anticipation. "In the heart of the forest," Okon continued, "there is a hidden grove where a magical plant grows. This plant has the power to cure any illness, but it is protected by powerful spirits. To reach it, we must undertake a dangerous journey and face many challenges." Ebony's eyes widened with fear and excitement. She knew that this was her only chance to save her mother. "I will go with you, great Okon," she said bravely. "I will do whatever it takes to save my mother." Okon nodded, impressed by Ebony's courage. "Very well," he said. "We leave at dawn." The next morning, Okon and Ebony set off on their journey, carrying only a few supplies and their determination. The villagers watched them leave, their faces filled with worry and hope. As they entered the dense forest, the air grew cooler, and the sounds of the village faded away. The trees towered above them, their branches forming a canopy that blocked out the sun. The forest was alive with the sounds of chirping birds, rustling leaves, and distant animal calls. Okon led the way, his staff in hand, guiding Ebony through the thick underbrush. They walked for hours, stopping occasionally to rest and drink from the streams that crossed their path. As night fell, they made camp, lighting a small fire to keep the wild animals at bay. On the second day, they encountered their first challenge. As they made their way through a narrow path, they heard a low growl coming from the bushes. Suddenly, a large leopard leaped out, its eyes gleaming in the dim light. Ebony gasped in fear, but Okon remained calm. "Do not be afraid," he whispered to Ebony. "Stand behind me." Okon raised his staff and began to chant in a language that Ebony did not understand. The leopard hesitated, its growl turning into a soft whine. Slowly, it backed away and disappeared into the forest. Ebony let out a sigh of relief. "How did you do that?" she asked in amazement. "The spirits of the forest are my allies," Okon explained. "They recognize my power and respect my intentions." They continued their journey, facing more challenges along the way. They crossed a raging river using a fallen tree as a bridge, narrowly avoiding being swept away by the strong currents. They climbed steep hills and navigated treacherous swamps, always guided by Okon's knowledge and intuition. On the fourth day, they finally reached the hidden grove. It was a beautiful, secluded spot, filled with vibrant flowers and lush greenery. In the center of the grove stood the magical plant, a tall, glowing flower with petals that shimmered like gold. Ebony stared in awe at the plant. "Is this it?" she asked. Okon nodded. "Yes, this is the plant that will save your mother. But we must be careful. The spirits that protect it are very powerful." As they approached the plant, a strong wind began to blow, and the ground trembled beneath their feet. Ebony clung to Okon's arm, her heart racing with fear. Suddenly, a group of ethereal beings appeared before them. They were the spirits of the grove, their eyes glowing with a supernatural light. "Who dares to enter our sacred grove?" one of the spirits demanded. Okon stepped forward, his voice steady and respectful. "Great spirits, we seek your help. This young girl's mother is gravely ill, and only the magic of your plant can save her. We come with pure intentions and a plea for mercy." The spirits studied Okon and Ebony for a moment, their expressions unreadable. Finally, the leader of the spirits spoke. "We will grant you the plant," the spirit said, "but only if you pass our test. You must prove your worthiness by demonstrating your bravery and selflessness." Okon nodded. "We are ready." The spirits led Okon and Ebony to a clearing where a series of challenges awaited them. The first challenge was a test of strength. Ebony had to lift a heavy stone and carry it across the clearing. Though it seemed impossible, Ebony summoned all her strength and determination, lifting the stone and carrying it with great effort. The second challenge was a test of intelligence. Ebony had to solve a complex riddle posed by the spirits. She thought carefully, her mind racing, and finally provided the correct answer, impressing the spirits with her cleverness. The third and final challenge was the most difficult, a test of selflessness. The spirits presented Ebony with a choice. She could take the magical plant and save her mother, but in doing so, she would have to give up something very precious to her. Ebony thought of her mother, lying weak and helpless, and knew what she had to do. With tears in her eyes, she offered her most cherished possession, a necklace given to her by her late grandmother. The spirits were moved by Ebony's sacrifice. "You have proven your worthiness," the leader said. "Take the plant and save your mother." With great reverence, Okon and Ebony took the magical plant and began their journey back to the village. The challenges had taken a toll on them, but their spirits were high with the hope of saving Ebo. When they finally reached the village, the villagers gathered around them, eager to see if they had succeeded. Okon wasted no time and immediately prepared a potion using the magical plant. He carefully administered the potion to Ebo, chanting ancient incantations as he did so. For a moment, there was silence. Then, slowly, Ebo's eyes fluttered open, and color returned to her cheeks. She sat up, looking around in confusion. "Mother!" Ebony cried, rushing to embrace her. Ebo hugged her daughter tightly, tears streaming down her face. "Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Okon." The villagers cheered and celebrated, grateful for the miracle that had taken place. Okon smiled, knowing that he had done the right thing by revealing his secret. From that day on, Okon and Ebony were hailed as heroes. The village prospered, and the people lived in harmony with the spirits of the forest. Okon's secret had been revealed, but it had brought hope and healing to those who needed it most. And so, the story of the witch doctor's secret was passed down through generations, a testament to the power of bravery, selflessness, and the enduring bond between a mother and her child.